I was gonna say, don't talk to me, bunions, but I was like, is that a legitimate energy, or is that just like me trying to capture what I think I am, essentially be a caricature of myself? That's an interesting rabbit hole to go down. Might want to be careful there. Hold on just a sec. In or out, Wolf? Sorry. Yeah, I'm... Show's hard to do lately, I don't know. But I think I can do it. I guess the reason... Oh, this is turned a lot. I'm like, why am I so far over? The reason it's hard... Well, I don't know. I just don't know who I am lately. I just gotta try and just be myself. I think that's the key. Just be myself. How do I do that again? How do you be yourself? Alright. I might have pressed start prematurely. I don't... I can get there. I can get there. You think I can't get there? I can get there. Let's do a little more intro. We'll do a little more intro. Now I'm taking too many things. Now I'm just taking too many things. I'm popping too many things in my freaking mouth. Oh, let's try some vitamin B. Let's try some taurine. Let's try some nicotine. I'm just trying to be me. Let's not look at myself. That helps. I'm just trying to, how do you do this? Okay. I can do it. It's nothing. You just do a show. Hey, welcome to the show. Stupid. Welcome to the show. I'm Hella Listener. You call me Sinner for short. I have not sold my soul, and I'm a real person. I'm not your clown. I'm not your dancing monkey. I'm not going to sit here and expose my arteries for you so you can touch them. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that guy. And you can't get me. You can't get me. Okay? I'm not going to let you get me. All right? This show's for the real ones. And the rest of y'all can just exit, man. I don't got time for you. I got a lot to get into today. That wasn't a clickbait title. It's 100% true, and I'm going to try and do it justice, even though my brain sucks. My brain sucks so much lately. That's why I haven't really been streaming. I can't get it firing off like I need it to be. I need it to be going crazy. And it does go crazy in the middle of the night. Why would I stream in the middle of the night? That sounds weird. Also, I can't stream in the middle of the night. This light would wake up my wife. So, this is it. You get tired me after I stayed up all night, learning about church history and making connections feverishly. Then I fall asleep, get 0 REM sleep. When are they going to give you a pill that gives you REM sleep? I need that pill. And then wake up to my dog whining, amble around the house, drinking energy drinks and taking, different supplements, hoping that I can get my brain to work. Finally, pressing start. And just saying, hey, this is what you got. You got right now. Do it now. Because this is what you got. Well, here I am. I have a subject. I have a show. I lack confidence. I don't have the confidence that I have when and I don't know how to just access it unless, like, making me angry. Making me angry sometimes seems to access it. But that can backfire and I can turn into self-destructive. I'm boring myself. Gee whiz, I don't want to do this. I'm already boring my freaking self. I can't do this. I can't do this. Who was I to think I could do this? Because I'm a man who cannot do this. Why did I think I could do it? Is this just pure nicotine at the bottom of the box? We'll find out. I'm sure I'll wake up. I'm starting to feel a little awoken. Big stuff happening in my dang life, y'all. I guess I just don't really remember what this show is. I watched, like, the highlight clips, and I'm like, that guy's funny. I'm like, that guy's so funny. I wish I could be that guy. I'm like, you are that guy. Yeah, but how? For every I can't be Danny Gonzalez, there's a show where I'm just sitting there going, never mind, and just ending the stream. That's not true. I'd say there's a lot of variety in the show. But what I want to do is, I always want to be at I can't be Danny Gonzalez level. That was like the perfect intro. There's a couple shows where I'm like, that's what I'm trying to bring to the table every single time. I don't know how to do it. You got the answers, tell me. Don't keep it a secret. That's rude. Don't keep it a secret. If you know how to keep me, flying high the whole time and just overly confident for no reason, that's part of it. I have to be like, I'm the greatest artist of my generation. I'm not feeling that at all right now. You could shut up. You could shut up. I just need a new shtick. I'll get to the story. Let me ramble. I need a new shtick. My shtick is getting old. To me. And if I continue in something that's old to me, then it's just going to be like stupid. It's going to be fraudulent. And if I'm doing something fraudulent, I'm out of here. I can't do fraudulent crap. makes me hate myself, and it sucks away. It's not even it makes me hate myself. I just can't do it. Literally, I don't have the capability. I'll get depressed, and I'll just shut down. So what's real? Who am I? What's real right now? How do I do a show? Yeah, we'll just talk for a minute. You and me. Freaking slow boy whiteboard finally noticed me. I mean, she's noticed me before. But yesterday, after the Light of Tabor stream, which was awesome, and I freaking love that guy. I'm telling you, I connected with that dude immediately. I should start calling him Paisios. I should start calling him Paisios. But we hit it off immediately. There's so many cool things happen lately. So much cool stuff happened lately. So the Julian, the Crew of Good Juju stream, that was really good. Then he commented on some of my videos, and I felt attacked, and I went nuclear because, I mean, come on, you guys know me. Do I handle criticism well? Do I handle anything well? I don't handle any one thing well. I've not known of a single thing I've handled well thus far. So I took it the wrong way, went a little crazy. Then he told me, "You're red." And I was like, what the heck is that? Are you talking about the saturation on my camera? Which I fixed. I look nice again. This is what I actually look like, okay? A little old, but still cute. Olive. Demure. Please forgive how gay that was. I beg of you, forgive me for being so gay. I could have leaned into it instead of apologized for it. But that, I didn't have the energy for that. My chest has to get into that. My chest isn't available yet. Right now, it's just my shoulders and my head. Once my chest is available, then I'll F you up, yo. I'll kill you in the streets. I'll kill you in the streets. I'll slap you down like Arius. I'm not talking to Julia. I'm talking to you, my audience, who I love. So he said I was red, and I was like, "You talking about my saturation, bro? I'm not actually that red of a person. It's just, the saturation was off on my camera for a while. My camera got all wonky, and it made me look really weird. But in real life, I don't look weird. I look normal and nice." So that upset me a little. But then he posted a thing talking about how red is the lowest frequency. So he was sneak dissing me. Bro was sneak dissing me. He added "Hello Listener" in it. And I was like, okay. And he played my music or talked about my music in it. So it was like, I commented, "This is the gentlest, what's the word? It starts with a C. Where you, criticism. The gentlest criticism I've ever received." I said, "This is the gentlest criticism I've ever received." But I felt a little insulted because he released a video saying red is the lowest frequency and then told me I was red. That's like, in Julian's world, that is mean. Julian's a friendly man. That is the meanest I've ever seen him. That was the hardest diss I've ever seen Crew of Good Juju do. He's a friendly guy. So that went hard for him. For his, like, in Julian world, he just, you know, you ain't got no pants. Now you gotta live in France. You know what I mean? Do I know what I mean? How do you diss people? It's Lent. I forget how to be mean. But, you know, where you say something bad to someone and hurt their feelings. Where you say, like, your mama. Or you say, like, oh, like the things my commenters say to me. Like the things my ops say to me where they, like, try and break me down as a person. Yeah, like that. Except much gentler. Because Julian's chill. He's a good guy, you know? I mean, none of us are good, but you know what I mean. Anyway, that upset me. Then he posted another thing where he like showed where he played my music, and there was some subtle hints in there. I see what you're doing, brother. Because there was a part in it where I said, bro, chill, or something like that. And he kind of looped that part. He played that part multiple times. I know what you're saying, dude. I get it. Then he messaged me and said some stuff. But he said somebody said on his live stream, somebody was talking about my wife on his live stream, and I stopped reading after that because I was like, excuse me? Somebody talked about my wife? Who talked about my wife? And I didn't read the rest. And then the rest was really nice. The rest of the message was very kind and loving, and I was like, okay. I like this guy. We don't have to fight. I just don't like when people tell me how I'm supposed to act. Nobody gets to tell me how to act. I don't let black people tell me how to act. I don't let the Amish tell me how to act. Why would I let white people tell me how to act? Nobody gets to tell me. The only people who get to tell me how to act are my priests. That's it. That's it. And my wife a little bit. If she can. Well, I listen. I listen to, I let her talk. I let her go, okay, yeah, that's good. Good advice. I don't listen. That's, oh. And I go back to doing, because he can't control me, because I'm literally a radically insane person. But I'm sorry about my nostril noises. I hate these nostril noises. But all that to say, this opened a lot of doors, my talk with Crew of Good Juju. It's within the past 2 weeks, a lot of things have changed. Also, the ChatGPT video blew up for me. Blowing up for me is 250 views. That's huge for me. Especially for a live stream. You know, I've had videos that have done more. But live stream? I don't know. I should start releasing more videos. I was thinking about doing that instead of live streaming. Because Jeem said that you get a lot more followers and subscribers from that. So last week I started editing a video. But it was so boring. Too boring. Live streams are cool because I could get this out quick, you know? Press play, go. Here we go. I'm doing it. You know? It's happening, you know? But anyway, it opened the door for me to meet Light of Tabor channel. I guess he found me through Julian's channel. And then he started showing up on my live streams, and we started talking in the live streams. And I find out that he has this Orthodox channel, and we apparently, after like, and we like connected on a bunch of stuff in the chat section of my stream. So then I started watching some of his stuff, and I was like, whoa, this guy's awesome. And so I commented on one of his videos or one of his posts, hey, do you want to collab sometime? And he said, he responded by saying, bro, I actually just messaged you the same thing on Facebook, which I have no access to. There's like a Facebook Colossal Squid account, maybe a Hello Listener account, maybe a games account, like a business page or a fan page. I have no access to any of that. If people are messaging me through Facebook, you're out of luck. In fact, in order to have a more streamlined conversation with him, I tried to make a new Facebook account, and they pre-banned me. I put in all my information, and they were like, we know who you are, and we don't want you here. I never heard of that. That was weird. That was a new thing. I was like, hey, look at me. I'm like, Fuentes. They don't want me. It's a badge of honor. But yeah, he'd already messaged me. So then we did a cool video. It was kind of like an interview, which I appreciated. I appreciated somebody asking me questions about myself. That was nice. How nice. You're interested in me? That's nice. That's so complimentary. Moi? What? So we talked. We had a talk. And it was a great conversation. I immediately connected with him. I was like, I like this dude. So then the premiere happened last night. I'm going to tell you everything because so much cool stuff happened. So then the premiere happened last night of the conversation. And me and him hung out in the chat with people who were watching. And there was a decent viewership. And people were enjoying it. And people were having happy times. And we're talking. And you should watch it. And I know I've posted 20 times, but go to Light of Tabor's channel. Subscribe to him. He's cool. And like and watch my video and comment. But we watched the whole thing. And what happened? There was something cool that happened. Oh, Slow Boy Whiteboard showed up. Do you know how hard I've been trying to get on Slow Boy Whiteboard's channel? Apparently, she goes to all of Light of Tabor's premieres. She's always there. I had no idea. Right? So, I've been like messaging her, hey, I'm over here, check out my stuff. I'm funny, I'm interesting. Not to toot my own horn, but did you see the Danny Gonzalez clip? That was hysterical. It's a legendary clip. What about the girl versus bear clip? That went all over the place. My best clips are the long ones where I rant and I go from like 20 different subjects and then go into a state of hysteria. What about my, I guess I'll let the storm take my kids? Come on, people. I'm killing it. I'm doing a great job. I just want you to acknowledge me. Anyway, she watched the video and said that she was going to clip my stuff. And then she clipped a really cool portion of our conversation, posted it on her channel. Check. Check, please. Check mark. Check mark. Light of Tabor, mark. Check. Another Dreamcast logo, which is kind of the NAMBLA symbol. Also, some Dreamcast guy showed up on my feed yesterday, and he was like, I'm the Dreamcast boy. Except the symbol wasn't the red swirl. It was a blue swirl, and I was like, that is not the Dreamcast symbol. That is something much worse. What are you doing, bud? Haven't heard a response from him. We'll see what happens, but I'm very curious. So that was awesome. So now I've always wanted to be featured on Slow Boy Whiteboard's channel. Since I started this channel, that's something I've wanted to do. I've messaged her, or tried to, because you can't message her. All you can do is comment on her stuff. And I've commented and been like, hey, did something pretty cool over here. Do you want to check it out? Well, she's finally done it. And then something crazy happened. Because Mark kept talking about how he freestyled. And in my head, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with this, man. A lot of people tell me about their music, and I try not to even talk to people about their music because I'm always like, I'm gonna hate it, and I don't know what to do. Please stop telling me about your music. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to listen to it. I will hate it. Because I hate most things. Well, out of nowhere, he sent me a playlist of his freestyles. And I groaned. I'm not gonna lie. I groaned. I was like, oh gosh, here we go. Ugh. And I was trying to read the Brothers Karamazov, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. It kind of was like, dude, just listen to it. So finally I did. And it was incredible. The dude's amazing. He's a phenom, dude. He can rap like crazy, but he also says real stuff. And these were not even written. These were just off the dome. And I'm watching these freestyles. I was like, this is incredible. This guy can really do this. And I've been producing rappers forever. And I've never really enjoyed it because I hate most rap. I hate most rap to the point where I can safely say I just hate rap. Even though I know my stuff sounds very rap influenced. But I heard his stuff and I was like, bro, please rap on my beats. I'll produce an album for you. I'll do anything. You're awesome. This is like a dream come true. I've always wanted an artist who could talk about real stuff. I've always wanted to produce an artist like him. People can't be messaging me. I don't need that. I'm just going to act like I don't have a phone for a few minutes. Lord have mercy. Don't message me. So all this stuff happened. So obviously we were like, you know, we were connected. All these things are happening. And I gotta, you know, I gotta be honest and say, Crew of Good Juju, none of this would have happened if not for him. And Slow Boy Whiteboard, that wouldn't have happened if not for Light of Tabor. And now maybe we're going to collab in different ways. And I've sworn off collabing with other artists. I honestly have. I don't like collabing. But this is a situation where I could see something very interesting happening. An entire, like, orthodox rap album that isn't cheesy or corny at all. It's just fire. An experimental sort of hip-hop thing. I could see something incredible happening. So a lot of cool stuff has happened in a very short amount of time. This has been a very interesting Lent. Thank you, Lord. All right, I gotta respond to a text. Okay. So what were we talking about? I don't know. So there we go. So watch my clips. I got funny clips and everybody, and also I've gotten a bunch of new subscribers. I know I said at 333 subscribers, I was going to do some sort of like live stream album creation, but that, even though 17 is like really amazing, it's a great album. Regardless of its mixing issues, I think even the mixing issues add to it. And it's not extreme issues, it's just, you know, whatever. But, that took a lot out of me. I don't know if I want to do that again. We'll see. We'll see. But there's no promises. No promises being made on that front. Do I want to get into the church history thing and how all of it, everything lines up in a way that's so freaking crazy you can't even freaking believe it? I don't know. It felt like I was just a caricature of myself. I'm like, come on. I need a new shtick. I need a new shtick for myself, you know? I'm not laughing. I don't think I'm being funny right now. Even if other people do, it doesn't matter because I need to entertain myself. I need to surprise myself. Am I ready to get into it? I think I'll be ready to get into it shortly, after a word from our sponsors. You tired of listening to music's like the equivalent of eating a mayonnaise sandwich? Why don't you get yourself a big New York sausage hot dog?
Why don't you get yourself a New York hot dog? Why don't you get yourself a hot dog sandwich? Why don't you come on over here?
GlossonSquidRecords.bandcamp.com. GlossonSquidRecords.bandcamp.com.
You tired of making bad decisions all your life? Why don't you make one good decision once in your life and buy my freaking music? Why don't you go ahead and go buy my music? Why don't you buy my music? Huh? Why don't you go ahead and go buy my music right now, huh? Buy my stupid music, alright, jerk? What are you, polyamorous? Buy my music. Come buy my music, hey, come on, click the link, go to the sink, take a drink. We got a CDs and tapes of it. Buy that stink, cause you know it's stinky, cause we get funky over here, people. And I ain't no funky monkey, man. Colossal Squid Records, bandcamp.com. Yeah, you can listen to it on iTunes. Yeah, you can listen to it on iTunes. You can listen to it on Rhapsody? Do I look like a swarthy gentleman from the South? Or do I look like a Sicilian scam artist? Hey, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just like you. Hey guys, you want to support my stream? Come on back, buy my music. It's nothing but pressure, and it's no pressure. Just come and do it. Then put it in your boombox and oosh, baka. We about to have a freaking flying carousel, carnival, clowns, people flying around, light up buildings, fluorescent lights, a bing bong, da 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 dang 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 dang. It's a carnival. It's a horse ride. It's some fireworks. Oh great, now the white balance is off. What is this? The fight balance? What do you want to punch? What do you want lunch? When you say camera phone, you sound anachronistic. Hey, I'm taking a picture of you with my camera phone because this guy hasn't even bought my music. Hey guys, check this guy out. Apparently this is what it looks like when you don't buy Colossal Squid Records music. Ooh. Okay, so all of this is factual and real and none of this is speculative at all. Almost none of it. Like, you can check me. This is all true. Everything I'm going to tell you is true and real. I got some notes here, though I know they're haphazard. And I'm not sure where to begin because this is big. I cracked the whole freaking thing up, and I'm the guy who did it. I know you've been knowing little pieces of the puzzle. I have a feeling the Amish have something to do with everything. Well, actually, it turns out they do, which is weird, but also makes sense in an E. Michael Jonesian sort of way. Can we say Jonesian? In a sort of Jonesian way, it does make sense. Something huge happened, you know, with the birth, death, and resurrection of Christ. Something huge happened in the entire world. And by the way, like the world going dark and like earthquakes and people rising from the dead at Golgotha, that's attested to in later Roman documents where they try and explain it away. That's true. They're like, oh, well, yeah, the sun went out and the sky went dark and a bunch of weird things happened on that day, but it could have just been, like there's literal documents like confirming that this stuff happened. Okay? So that's true. That is true. I'm not lying. This is true. Okay? Shortly after, okay, I guess here we go. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Part of me doing this show right now is me
Sometimes it's easier to think when I talk. So I'm just like, okay, I have all the information. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. We're gonna go on a journey together. See what I say. Let's see what I say. Okay. So we'll do some light history here before we get into the big stuff. After Pentecost, after Christ was resurrected and then ascended into heaven, Pentecost happened, which was the beginning of the church. That's in the book of Acts when they all started speaking tongues. And shortly after this, the church was formalized. At first, they all practiced together, the Jews who didn't believe in Christ and the Jews who did. They would all meet on the Sabbath, Saturday, and then the next morning or that night, then the Christian, because Sunday, in the Jewish understanding of days, Sunday began at like on Saturday night. Maybe a sundown, something like that. So they would, the Christian believers, the Christian Jews, as well as their, their Gentile believers, would all take the Eucharist the next day and have their own service. Tensions eventually grew and they split off into two different groups, and then maybe around this time the temple was destroyed, and the Jews no longer had the homeland that they had. Now, right now I'm going to call them Jews, but eventually I'm going to probably have to stop because it's a little dicey. But this is just basic stuff. Nothing wrong with this. I'm just talking about Jews, and it's fine, and nothing's wrong, and nobody's going to hurt me. Okay? So blah, blah, blah. You know all this stuff, right? You know about how they got scattered, the temple got destroyed, the prophecy of, I think, Mark, I want to say 17? No, Mark 24 was, or Matthew 24 was fulfilled. He said, not one stone will be left on another. Now, this is interesting because not one stone was left upon another, which is crazy because the stones were the size of like a duplex. Some of these stones were so big, you'd be like, how could one stone not even be left on another? Well, it's because the stones had like gold engravings. And so the Roman soldiers, after destroying the temple, literally smashed them to pieces so they could collect all the gold. So it was literally like, it was as destroyed as anything could be. So that's something. So time goes on, the Christians are persecuted, the Jews are dispersed. At one point we have somebody named Julian the Apostate who rises to power. He starts off as a Christian, but they call him the apostate for a reason, because he stopped being a Christian and started getting really into the dark stuff. In fact, I think he did a baptism in blood and was like all sorts of antichrist behavior. And some of the aforementioned Jews who were now scattered and displaced and really didn't like this Christianity thing, they got together. And this is a true thing in history that is often not talked about. This is a miracle. This is a miracle right here. So what happened was, they say, hey, Julian, the apostate, you know what'll really get these Christians? If we just rebuild our temple, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we rebuild that temple, they'll hate it. It'll mean that their God's not real if we rebuild our temple. And so Julian's like, yeah. And so the Romans and the Jews, they get together and they decide to rebuild the Jewish temple. And they carve out the foundation. And when they lay the first cornerstone in the foundation, it explodes and everybody catches on fire. And a bunch of people freaking died. And then they were like, maybe we're not going to do this temple thing. We'll stick to the synagogue thing for a while, you know? So that happened. That's real. Okay, so you know the history, the early church. We've talked about the early church, about how they had to practice in secret up until Constantine, when Christianity became an accepted religion, no longer deeply persecuted in those areas, and eventually it became the religion of Byzantium. So cathedrals were built and people were allowed to worship out in the open. They didn't have to hide their faith or die for their faith constantly. So this is a good thing. All right. How do I do this? I'm just going to start talking. We'll see what happens. Let me take a sip of... This is gasoline, but I think it helps. Let me take a sip of gasoline. And I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to have a nervous breakdown. I'm not going to collapse under the pressure of this immense task. Okay, here we go. So, Khazaria is a real thing. We're gonna fast forward. We might do a little jumping around. Khazaria was a place that controlled a lot of trade routes and did a lot of banking and became a world superpower somewhere between like 600 and 900. You want to say that? We'll say that. Somewhere around there. They became the world superpower. They controlled all the trade routes. Whoever controls the spice controls the nice, you know what I'm saying? And they had it, and they did it, you know? Meanwhile, in Venice, I should go to jail right now. In Venice, Venetia, I hate myself. In Venice, Dennis, there were, let's say Amish for now, okay? Let's say Amish. Bankers who were gaining prominence for various reasons. But usury was banned throughout Christendom. It was seen as a sin to engage in usury. We know this. What you may not know, and I've talked about this in an episode called Aeon's Old Spiritual War, Comprehend It. Go ahead and check that out. Maybe I'll fill in some blanks that I don't exactly get here, but I'm gonna do what I can. The 1054 schism was immediately followed with Western empires engaging in usury to fund their wars against each other. And particularly in Venice, where there was a huge group of Amish bankers, they would constantly fund wars against Byzantium itself. At one point, directing the Crusades, which were there to protect Christendom from the Muslim hordes, to Byzantium through their immense financial power. Okay? I think right there I can go back to Khazaria. So here's Khazaria. Khazaria was killing it. And Byzantium, they had a good relationship. They were intermarrying. Everybody was chill. You doing some things, we're doing some things. You control the spice routes, you're the strong man. We like you, everything's all right. But here's what Khazaria was so rich for. A large part of Khazarian wealth came from slave trade. And if you understand the word slave, you understand it comes from the word Slavic. So what they were essentially doing was taking Proto-Russians, enslaving them, and selling them to Muslims. Now, if you know anything about Islam, you know what I mean? Give me a freaking break with that place. Give me a break with that cult. Islam's essentially the worst cult that's ever existed. The things they do to others, the things they justify, it's a man-made religion made by a pervy, demon-possessed weirdo. There's not much else to be said about Islam. Anybody who takes it seriously is foolish. Islam is a joke. Islam was basically a bunch of half-remembered biblical texts combined with the opportunistic ramblings of a traveling merchant who was possessed by a demon. That's really it. And anybody who looks into it seriously recognizes this pretty quickly. In the beginning, they were like, oh, we all have the same book. Oh, we worship the same God. Oh, we're the same. And then once he started to rise to power, he was like, death to the Christians and Jews, and started destroying everything. We'll get back to that. But needless to say, they would make the slaves into eunuchs. They would basically take these Slavic people, these Khazarians, who are also Turkish, I think, they're kind of Turks, which kind of, there's an angle there with the Armenian genocide that, and also the rape of Germany, the rape of not Weimar, Berlin. Apparently, the worst offenders were these Turk-like people within the communist army. Look into that. But that's not my point. Here's my point. Slavs didn't like that. Would you like that? Would you like it if your daughters and your sons got sold by a bunch of stinky Khazarians to the Muslim hordes? No, you would not. Anyway, the Prince of Kiev gained power and laid waste to Khazaria. Now, before this happened, Byzantium and Khazaria were starting to not be so cool because what Khazaria did was something very strange. They decided they were Jewish. They were just like, oh, we're Jewish. Now, people, the idea is that they did this to make it so they could trade with both Muslims and Christians. That was the idea. It was like, there was like a lot of pressure put on them to choose. And they said, well, if both of you think that the Jewish people are pretty legit, so I don't have to choose a side. We're Jewish now. And that's what they did. Anyway, it didn't work the way they thought it would. Byzantium started to pull back. They're like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. So when the Prince of Kiev justifiably destroyed Khazaria and then accepted Orthodoxy for all of Russia, Proto-Russia, kind of a big turning point, you know what I mean? And Byzantium is like, which is Christendom, Eastern Christendom and Western Christendom, though these two start to move in different directions, which I'll illustrate shortly. I hope I'm doing a wonderful job, and I feel like my face is the face of someone who thinks they're doing a good job, which may help. So, bear with me. So an alliance is formed. A strong alliance. Strong! Let me get this out of my mouth. A strong alliance is formed between Rus and Byzantium. The Khazarians are scattered. But where did their wealth go? Where did all their banking and mercantile power go? I guess we can only speculate. I spit like an ugly fat. All right. My wife just laughed in the background. Heck yeah, dude. I made my wife laugh. You know how hard that is? All right. Coincidentally, after the scattering of the Khazarians, a deep animosity seemed to build in the Venetian Amish bankers towards Byzantium. And this just happened to coincide with the 1054 schism. Now, while there were theological differences, it was more about power in a lot of ways. It was more about consolidating power in the West and making the papacy, the Pope, basically the king of all kings, a worldly power. Who was in his ear about that? I could only speculate. But after the 1054 schism, all these bankers start to find favor in Western kingdoms and began to fund their wars against one another using usury. So essentially what happened was the kings, to fund their lavish lifestyle and their wars against one another, as well as against the Muslims, began to take out a great deal of debt. So this, combined with papal overreach, went on for, let's say, 500 years, and let's just not go into too many details. Could I? I don't know. But I'm not going to right now, and maybe I will later. What eventually happens is, because of all of this debt that the kings find themselves in, it has a dual... Two things are happening here. And I know that's 4, but counting's hard. And if I put my fingers together... Why can't I put these 2 fingers together? That'll have to do. This is kind of like 4. This is kind of like 2. Okay, so... I'll check chat at end. I can't check chat right now. I'm assuming you're all telling me I'm doing a good job. Right now I just gotta go. I'll check chat at end. I'll check chat at the end. Here, I'll put the thing up that says I'll check chat at the end. There. Okay. See? All right. So 2 things are happening. Papal overreach, papal supremacy, Dictatus Papae basically saying, I'm like the new guy, I'm the king of all the world, I get to do whatever I want, I get to tell everybody whatever I want, right? A laxing of usury laws, which were very strict throughout Christendom because usury is a sin. And a lot of loopholes. And these loopholes were like, okay, we can't do the usury thing, but they can. The Amish can. So what we'll do is we'll let the Amish lend us money, and we'll do a little bit of usury, but maybe we'll call it something else. We'll owe them some money and it'll gain interest, but we'll call it something else. And hey, if they get out of line, we'll just kill them or kick them out or whatever. And I tried that a couple times, but they always ended up, greed overtook them once again. You can come back. This happened almost immediately. I think in 1066 was that the Norman invasion, I think. This happened almost immediately. And it had a dual effect, because while it did enrich temporarily these nations, it also delegitimized them, as well as the papacy. It delegitimized them in the eyes of the people, which reached its culmination after the around the Enlightenment, where all of a sudden all these countries were deeply in debt, and their own people didn't believe in them, and they were all broke. And meanwhile, these same institutions, these same financial institutions, while these monarchies became weaker and weaker, these financial institutions, which lended them the money, became more and more powerful and incredibly connected. Incredibly connected. And they started funding things like the Freemasons. They started funding these Enlightenment movements that would push all these sorts of ideas, these revolutionary ideas within these countries. So the country, so what the usury that these monarchs, as well as the papacy itself, engaged in, did was delegitimize them in the eyes of the people and make the Amish incredibly powerful, thus creating a situation where the Amish, through subversion, could use publications and secret societies to oppose these collapsing monarchies. And they did. They funded literature. They funded the secret societies would fund the literature. The financial institutions would fund the secret societies. People like Rousseau, who had a great affinity for the Amish and saw them as better than the Christians. And that's according to the Jerusalem Times or something, Jewish Times or whatever, something like that. I can tell you. According to the Jewish Times, what's it called? Jewish Press. Rousseau had a great deal of respect for the Amish and saw them as superior to Christians. Great deal of sympathy. Never mind that his ideas essentially were the catalyst for the revolution and the French Revolution, which essentially destroyed the monarchy, replaced it with a bunch of retarded agros, and paved the way for democracy, which has come to fruition in our age. I might be skipping over some details here, but it's all there, and maybe I'll get to it. I'm doing what I can here. You do know that I'm retarded, right? But, so what? What happened? Meanwhile, Byzantium and the Eastern Orthodox countries remained, their ban on usury remained for most of history up until Tsar Peter II, who became very enraptured. He made St. Peter. He made a city called St. Peter. Tsar something. Who became enraptured with Western society and immediately was like, we need to do this usury thing, guys. This is cool. I've changed my mind. Let's do usury like the West. And then they got lavish and kind of followed suit. The French Revolution was kind of a prerequisite, a sort of proto-Bolsheviks revolution, which helped shape the modern world that we live in today. And yeah, Amish were involved in all of these things, guys. Heavily. And bankers. Let's just say banking elite. Let's just Alex Jones it for a little while and say banking elite. Now, was this a huge overarching plan from the very beginning? I don't think so. What I do think is successive generations that hold an animosity towards a group of people who God favored over them, with the singular goal of returning to power, who only see these people who they are forced to work with as oppressors. It's not hard to get into alignment with past generations. You know what I mean? I think eventually the goal was clear. And the goal was to destroy these nation states. And once you destroyed the national identity of these people, then you could control them like the cattle that you've always known them to be. Which leads us to today, where nationalism is a bad word. Nationalism, you know, the thing that all people have had ever. Now it's bad. Now it's bad if you do it, whites. And now all these countries, and here's some interesting stuff. Now all these countries are being filled often with Muslims. All these European countries, which have been demoralized to the point where they hate themselves and they can't stand up for themselves. They don't even know how anymore because of nonstop conditioning through the media and through the press. They've become unable to stand up for their own people. The Irish can't stand up for the Irish. The British can't stand up for the British. Also, they've lost their Christian identities. You know? All of these, everything that made us who we are has fallen by the wayside. And we essentially are living in like the final stages of the banking elite's dream, which is us as cattle and them as, you know, a nation of worshipped humans. So they're installing all of these Muslim strongholds inside of traditionally Christian countries, not that they've been completely demoralized. And the weird thing is, there's a history of them doing this, even on the onset of Islam. There's a history of Amish people opening the doors, the gates, so that the Muslim hordes can enter into different Byzantine countries, of working with them, because they saw, yeah, under Islam, we're dhimmis. But they saw that as preferable to being kind of not wanted around in Christendom. But the thing was, they would all, they would just as quickly turn on the Muslims. And so now Muslim world hates the Amish, but there's still, the same configuration is still occurring. The Amish are letting them in to traditionally Christian countries and allowing them to wreak havoc in whatever way they want, in Sweden and in Switzerland and in Germany and in Britain, just raping all the girls and creating a sort of air of fear and making essentially terrorizing the countries in France, all of these places. And they're trying to do it here, and they want to do it here. Now they're building like a billion acre freaking Islamic farm in Texas where they're just going to, you know, begin their caliphate. This is all textbook. It's not new. It's literally 1,000 years old, what they're doing. But meanwhile, they're also killing the Muslims like crazy in Palestine, in Syria, in Iraq, and they're using us to kill them. So a lot of you know this. If you've been watching my show, you know all this. But none of this would have happened if we stuck to Christ. After the 1054 schism, the West chose power over truth. They compromised. And compromise begat compromise, begat compromise, begat compromise, begat the Reformation, begat... And, very interesting thing about the Reformation, by the way. All of them immediately loosened their stance on usury. This is true. I don't know why. I looked through it. Whether it was Calvin or what's his freaking face, Martin Luther, they were all like, yeah, usury's not that bad. Well, we're gonna work with that one a little bit. We can massage that into, thus giving the usury, which was reserved for the kings and the fools, to everyone. Because now we can do what we want. Because now Christianity is whatever we want. Which is just another step towards, now we don't need Christianity at all. Which is where we essentially are now. Did I miss anything? I'm not Fuentes, you know. I can't be as succinct and concise as he is, but the benefit I have is that I'm on the right side of history, and he's a freaking Catholic. He's a freaking Catholic. I mean, there's a lot more. There's a lot of stuff that happened, but essentially the path was laid. And anti-monarchy or anti-papism turned into anti-monarchy, turned into anti-statism, turned into anti-whiteism. And we were ushered along this path the entire way. To now we have a bunch of demoralized whites that don't know how to stand up for each other. They don't understand their history. They don't understand their identity. And they don't know how to fight back against things that they don't want because they have been so subverted that they think standing up for themselves is a sin. And that's where we are now. What do you do? What are you going to do about it? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's why I've been checked out lately, you know? I told my wife, I said, I don't really care about anything anymore. And she goes, oh yeah? She goes, yeah, you don't care about all the Swiss children being raped by immigrants, right? I was like, you want to fight? Are you trying to fight me? But I sat there and I was like, well, I can't. What's going on with me, you know? Just like a sort of like, when you look back at it, you understand the role we played in our own destruction. We chose power over truth. These people wouldn't have rose to power if we didn't let them. And so now we've turned into we're a global minority. We're disappearing at a rate that's crazy while everybody else seems to be their groups are getting larger and they're filling our countries. And to talk about it is a bad thing, and you just have to sit there and pretend like it's not happening. Pretend like you're comfortable. And most whites just spend their life escaping, you know, trying not to deal with it because they're literally not allowed to deal with it because of lawfare. If they try, they get in trouble. There's situations where people who make Facebook posts about Muslims raping children get longer sentences than the Muslims that rape the children. And that ain't nothing new. They're just doing what their prophet did. Again, Islam is retarded. There's nothing more retarded than Islam. Mormonism comes close, but at least Mormons, they're good, kind of. They're good people. They're as wrong as anyone could ever be. But they're very friendly, you know? They're very friendly. They're just brainwashed, friendly people. Muslims aren't friendly. Muslims are proud. Which is why they win all the UFC fights, because even the whites, you want to see a white beat up everyone, including all the big blacks? Make them a Muslim. Because in Islam, if you notice, anytime like Hamzat or Khabib or any of these guys win a fight, the first thing they do is thank God. Because they see it as part of some Islamic conquest. They see it as just furthering the Islamic kingdom, them hurting people. Christians have a hard time. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance there. Christians have a hard time with warfare. You have to kind of indoctrinate them with Zionism and stuff like that. But any Christian who reads the Bible, it's like, it's kind of hard, you know? Muslims have no such qualms. any bad thing they do to anybody is part of furthering their religion. A lot of it comes down to heart in UFC fighting and in fighting in general. You know, the reason black people beat up white people so much is, well, there's a lot of reasons. One, they're like a tribal people. Two, they've been indoctrinated like crazy. Three, they're not, you know, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it right now. But there's another thing is they see it as righteous. It's a lot easier to do something to somebody else when you can justify it as a right thing to do. When you have an ideology that tells you that you can do what you want, which is why the Amish are so prominent, is because they literally believe, even though they're not even Amish, they're Khazarians most of the time. They literally believe that they're chosen by God and everyone's supposed to essentially be their slave. They think that that's right. So nothing is off the table. So mindset plays a large part. Like, white people are not, we are tough as nails. We're tough as nails. You don't become the greatest people, the greatest empire in the world without being tough as nails. Obviously, most of it comes from Christ, but there's also a great deal of like grit involved. You know what I mean? But we don't have a mindset to fight back anymore. And we don't have a grievance that we can call upon. The Muslims, anything bad they do is furthering Islam. It's fine for them. The Amish, anything bad they do is legitimate and justified because everyone's a freaking animal besides them. The blacks, everything they do is justified because 400 years, you know what I mean? Once you can get the morality out of your head, you can just let fly any amount of darkness. Most people can't make the morality go away, but what they can do is augment the moralities to make it so what they're doing is correct. So if you want to win, if you want this to stop, somehow we have to figure that out. Because we are tough as nails. And we can F everybody up in the whole freaking world. Don't freaking doubt that for a second. Nobody can stop us. But we allowed ourselves to be stopped. We allowed ourselves to be demoralized. And I'm not saying, oh, conquer the world. I'm just saying, you know, take back our lands, you know. Most of Islamic land was Christendom. Syria, Iran, all of these places, many of these places. Turkey. Freaking Turkey. That's ours. That literally belongs to us. And we will take it back. But to have our own homelands and to be able to protect our destiny from outsiders means somehow coming to terms with our own historical grievances and our own moral imperatives to defend. And if we can't do that, if we can't look at the rape of children, and if we can't look at Ebba Ackerland and the billions of other Ebba Ackerlands that have happened over the past 10 years, if we can't look at that and see a reason to fight, then we don't really deserve to go on anyway, to be honest. But I guess it has to be formalized. And I think it has to be orthodox. And I don't know how to make orthodoxy in warfare work, to be honest. Because I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anyone. That's the other thing. I don't want to freaking hurt anyone. I don't want to do any of this. I just want to go, I want to play Xbox and I want to, eat Cheetos. Nah, not really. But you know what I mean. I just want to live a chill life. I thought I was going to be like an aristocrat. I thought I was going to just be a dandy. Be an artist. Gallivanting through America and Europe. Going to coffee shops and discussing philosophy, and I had a much different idea of how all of this was going to go, but instead it's turned into a nightmare. A nightmare that wouldn't have happened if we clung to Christ instead of worldly power. I guess that's really important. You can't forget our role in all of this. Our role in our own destruction. It didn't happen in a vacuum. So I don't know. We gotta, I mean, without orthodoxy, I know there's no hope. With orthodoxy, I could see these people destroying each other. I could see this whole thing falling apart without us lifting a finger, in the same way that the Prince of Kiev destroyed Khazaria. You know, I don't think we have to do anything. I think we have to deport some people. I think deportations are necessary, particularly for dual citizens and those with obvious loyalties to other countries and other peoples. But if we embrace Christ, I don't see why these things shouldn't collapse upon each other, because despite the fact that the Amish are using the Muslims to destroy Christian lands, the Muslims and the Amish are natural enemies. And both of them have subjugated and hurt us throughout history. If we clung to Christ, kicked people out, pulled back, I don't think we'd have to lift a finger. I honestly don't. I think God's providence would take care of the rest. This is just me speculating, but I honestly think so. But as long as we're clinging to worldly power in this way, this worldly power that we clung to and that we strived for is the reason we are this effed up. It's the reason the Amish bankers rule everything. It's literally a one-to-one thing. You can trace it back through history, and everything I said is factual and true and real. This isn't like a conspiracy theory. It's just true. All right, I'll check chat. What's up, chat? If you guys tell me I'm stupid and that I'm wrong, I'm gonna be so mad, because I'm not stupid and I'm not wrong. I am right. I'm stupid and I'm right. All right, what does everybody got to say? What do y'all got to say? You want to fight? Oh, Slow Boy's here. What up, Slow Boy? Chris G from the gaming community. Are you the Chris G that's a Marvel versus Capcom champion? No, you're a different Chris G. Hello, Chris G. Let's see what happens. Let's see what... Okay, this isn't too much. I can read a lot of this. Shujin. Let's buy that music. Thank you. I thank you. I don't want to drown the chat, but I also want to let you know this is fire. Thank you. Dang, I'm having a good day. Yo, Chris G. I didn't know any of this, to be honest. The Khazarians, etc. I'm helping. I'm helping. I'm helping. I'm helping. I'm helping. I'm helping. Thank you for not soying out saying Kiev. Oh, no problem. I don't know how I said it. How do you say it? What's the cool way to say it? What do they say now? I don't care about any of it. We're Amish now. Okay. Yes, you're doing a good job. Don't check the chat. We'll let them dabble. What could go wrong? The globalists. Bam. Oh, wow. I have to go back a whole hour. What up, Slow Boy? Are we still calling them Amish? I thought that we were calling them... We can call them Khazarians. We can call them Amish. What else was I calling them? The non-Jews. I think that's a pretty good name. And calling Israel Greater Palestine. But that's deep lore. You probably get that stuff. I don't know. Those who say they are but are not, so they're the non-Jews. I know that gets confusing, but it's humorous. All right. We don't even have a platform. There's nothing we can overtly do. We got to play the long game. We have no collective consciousness. It will not be glamorous. Just got to keep it simple, build and maintain genuine communities and live pious lives. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I think. That's what I think is like, I don't see the reason all of this happened is because we left Christ's side for worldly gain. Literally. It was our own sins that allowed these demonic elements to take advantage of everything that we'd been miraculously given. So repentance and returning to Christ, I think, is the only way that we can get back. There is no like, oh, let me think real hard about it. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense to me. Let me think real hard about it and I'll fix the world. That's why I feel so checked out a lot of the time. No, I don't get that stuff. What stuff? We did have the church. We had the church. We had the church. And we still have the church. The gates of hell will not prevail against it. I can't believe Slow Boy's in my chat. My life has changed. My life has changed drastically. Yeah, I don't see any other way. Yeah, we got to convert the Billy Bobs. Kiev? How did I say it? That's how the libs say it, right? Libs are like, Kiev. I can't deal with these people. Can't we just... Look, we got to disregard the libs entirely. They're a non-entity as far as I'm concerned. And that's kind of where... I mean, it's Lent, guys. I'm hoping all of you are Orthodox if you're not, become Orthodox. But it's Lent. And this is a good time for us to understand our place in the world. And that all good things come from God. All good things. And so if we return to Christ and encourage others to do so, I think that's the best thing we can do. I know some people get mad at my channel because I haven't been like racist enough, but I care about all this stuff deeply, but I see the only solution as returning to Christ. I don't see there is no other solution. Those who live by the sword will die by the sword. So these people who think it's God's will for them to be a bunch of demonic psychopaths will meet with other factions who think the same things, and we'll just be over there praying for both of them while they slaughter each other. And it's got to go that way. There is no other way it can go. Oh, by the way, the Balfour Declaration, you may not know this, but by the time the Balfour Declaration was signed, which gave Palestine to the Zionists, part of the impetus to sign that was they were already completely convinced that the Amish will determine the outcome of the war. They were convinced of Amish power being so extreme that if they didn't do what the Amish said, then they wouldn't win the war. And that was literally the argumentation used to sign the Balfour Declaration. Look into it. I'm freaking right. I'm actually right about it. So all of this became known, you know. Anyway, what other choice do we have? Return to Christ. Return to Christ like we did before the schism. Don't cling to worldly power. We're not going to get it by getting the most guns. We're going to get it by having the most fun. And what's more joyous than being part of Christ's body? There's nothing more joyous than that. That is true joy. I commented on one of your posts recently. Here, I'll show you. I've been trying to get your attention forever. Here, look, let me show you. I've been like sheepish about it. Look at that. You had a post and I was like, hey, hey, slow boy. I think this one, yeah. I literally, hey, slow boy, sorry for always messaging you in comment sections. There's no other way to get a hold of you. I uploaded a few clip videos so you don't have to scrub through entire streams. Maybe you'll find something you like. I don't know. I've been a fan for a while. What can I say? Should we do music? I did everything. I did all the things I mean, I have my notes, but maybe notes can come later. Let me take a quick break. If you guys are watching, please hit the like button because that would help me. Whatever, share. I'm going to take a quick break and then we're going to jump into music. And thank you so much for being here. It really, it actually means a lot to me. All right, I'm back. I'll pin chat while I'm working on music. How do I do that again? Pop out chat and take this. I'll check Rumble chat occasionally. If you guys have a Rumble, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 followers on Rumble because then I can monetize. You know, whatever. Doesn't really matter, but might be cool. Where's the chat? Here it is. Oh, cool. It's a little cropped. Okay. Person pink Swain hair, person pink Swain hair. It's a little slower here. Maybe the chat comes in a little slower on Restream. I'll change it to this. No? There we go. Oh, that's funny. No, dude. I like the way it happened. I like that it happened through Mark. Mark's awesome, man. I was singing his praises earlier. Watch his freestyle videos. I was blown away so much by how talented he was that I was laughing. Because when somebody tells me, oh, I rap, I'm like, okay. Hey, check out my raps. And I'm like, oh, gosh. So I'm always like prepared to be severely disappointed. And then I listened to his stuff and I was like, he's a genius. I must paint him. So, sorry. All right. You want to hear what I've been working on? So the Echo the Dolphin thing, the last stream I did the Echo the Dolphin sound font. I worked a little bit on that. I don't love the outcome, but I like the outcome and I think I can massage it into place. But I'll show you what I got so far. I feel like I should let you in on the lore. There's a volcano here called Mount Spur, and it's about to erupt and destroy everything. And so we're living on borrowed time over here in Anchorage. Okay. That should give you enough lore. And we've just been waiting for a month now for it to erupt. They're like, any moment now. So you're just like just living your life waiting for a freaking volcano to erupt. Hopefully my headphones will work. Let me pop out chat over here, actually. Dude, I miss chats all the time, or comments all the time, because sometimes, like, sometimes YouTube won't even tell me about the comments. Too hot for Susan. Susan Wojciechowski. I shut my mouth, at least till the sun goes up. It seems my time has come. Mom and Dad, are you there? Will you be where I go? Down on the street, all is crumbling, with arms wide and love. We're not dead, we're not dead, my son. Just use codes, Chris G. Some words, I'll be honest, some words I don't let in just because I don't want to get my channel banned. So if it's a word that, there's probably a word, and you probably can tell which word you shouldn't have said. I'm just trying to keep my channel, broski. That's all. Just use some of the codes, man. I gotta work on my code list. Nice. I want to change. I want to remain the same. I'm spurs at my door, and my throne. Will I sink or I float? I changed my name. I've been every sort of thing. This is nicotine, not cocaine. I can't even name them. Well, it's a powder that's in the nicotine box. It could just be paint. It could be paint chips. It could just be paint chips. Wakanya. These are scratch vocals. I might re-sing it. Jim Bob, man. See, but Jim Bob's smart as hell. That's I want to be amongst the ortho bros, but they're all a lot smarter than me. I couldn't keep up with them. I'd like to be the wild card of the gang. You know what I mean? Kind of the unpredictable psycho of the group. Thank you, slow boy. I want to hang out with Jay and Jim Bob and Andrew and Rachel and Really Graceful. She's chill. I think she's Orthodox. But I'm not I don't know how to. Well, yeah, but as far as debates go, I don't know if I could debate. I've done one debate, the JL Bollinger debate, and I lost my freaking mind. I was so upset. I get really mad. That's why I had that video in defense of Jay Dyer. It's like, people say he's mean, but it's like, bro, it's hard. People come to you and they argue in such bad faith that you feel like you're going insane. Like when people aren't orthodox, here's the thing. When you're in the truth, you're just arguing from the truth. And orthodoxy is the truth. So there's no need to do weird games. There's no need to do head games. There's no need to ignore arguments because you're there. You're already where the truth is. But outside of the truth, you have to disregard arguments. You have to gaslight. You have to, and it doesn't matter where you're coming from. You could be a liberal. You could be a Catholic. You could be even a Protestant. You'll still find that they resort to the same tactics, not because they're necessarily bad people, but because when you're losing the argument and the heat is on, you have to do something. And so they kind of like resort to these tactics that are so obnoxious that it's hard not to get mad. It's so hard not to get mad. So yeah, the JL Bollinger debate made me, I was furious, dude. I love that guy, but I was furious. But thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Okay, I made this like yesterday. It's a mess, but it's a catchy mess, okay? I know that was loud. Lyrics are overrated. I'm done with lyrics. I'm done with lyrics. No, I'm not done with lyrics. But I have more songs. A lot of times I just like doing the vocal melodies, and then this song has lyrics, but I'm actually not going to show the lyrics because they're too personal, and I'm just not going to show the lyrics. But I want to show it because it's really pretty. So I'm going to take off this layer. I'll replace it with this layer. This layer has some sort of gimmicky lyrics on it, and we'll just use those instead of the real lyrics. I have 2 versions of lyrics for this song and 2 entirely different vocal melodies. And one of them's for showing people and the other one's for the other one's a secret. I have a little secret, and it's this song. But listen, this is really beautiful. These are all recent. Reggie Watts. I met Reggie Watts in Brooklyn. We were at some show together, and he talked to me, and he was really friendly. He's a friendly dude. And I want to be like, take me with you, make me famous. What do I do? What do I gotta do? But there's no way to. I don't know. The desperation is very unattractive. So I played it cool, and it went nowhere. Thank you, man. Dang, I finally got a nice chat. I can't tell you how long my chat was just people telling me I'm the scum of the earth and trying to dox me. Yeah. Hello. This show has made a lot of people mad. It seems to attract. I've been attracting the wrong crowd.
Mess with me, I'ma make them pay, nigga. Find out the hard way about me, nigga. Nothing that I won't do, nothing that I won't say, nigga. This thing's got away with words.
Yeah, I have my doubts too, Chris. Until they started doxing me and sending the cops to my house, taking out Craigslist ads, finding out about my family and insulting dead relatives. It's been a little, it's been a lot over here. I've dealt with a lot over here. I'm sure some of them are just bots, though.
If they mess with me, I'ma make them pay, nigga. Find out the hard way about me, nigga. Nothing that I won't do, nothing that I won't say, nigga. This thing's got away with words.
Yeah. Well, I talk about white people. I care about white people, and that's a cardinal sin in the modern world. I just talk about the truth. The truth is a cardinal sin in this fallen age. So, yeah, people get real mad. And also, they don't listen to you. They don't listen to reason. They ascribe an idea of who you are to you, and then the J.L. Bollinger debate is that. Exactly. I clipped it. There's a video of it on my channel. But it was like, no matter what I said, he was like, no, you're this. I'm like, I'm actually not. And he's like, but you are. And I explained to him why I'm not. And he's like, but you are. And it just kept going the same way. And it was like, that debate, actually, that's when the doxing started immediately after that. What else I got? I don't know. I sent a bunch of beats to Light of Tabor that go kind of hard. Here, I'll show you them. And in fact, I made another one that I wanted to send Mark. Yeah, it's like we were talking about on Light of Tabor's channel yesterday. The only virtue in liberalism is hating the correct people. That is their sole virtue. It's all performative. Everything's performative. Nothing's from the heart. So reason goes out the window. It doesn't matter. Where's the Mark folder? Light of Tabor. Okay, I sent him a bunch of beats. I got one other beat that I haven't sent him yet that I will. This one. Yeah, if you didn't watch the show yesterday on Mark's channel, on Light of Tabor's channel, we go into that heavily. He's had some crazy experiences with that stuff. Can't really rap over this one, but it's good for like background music on his channel. This one's kind of cool. I don't know if you can rap over this either. Are these loud enough? Let me turn up the preview volume. That's a little better. I want to start calling them Paisios. I like to try and always call people by their church name. Kind of force it on them. People be like, you could just call me Doug. I'm like, your name is Hermione. No, I don't know. That's not a church name. Hermione. You're Hermione. You're Harry Potter. All right. Yeah, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. For me, I just don't, my recall isn't perfect. I don't mind people calling me Hello Listener or Sinner for short. That's fine, you know. I like to give people nicknames. I like to shorten people's names. I have a friend named Athanasius, and he won't let me call him Thanos. I'm like, let me call you Thanos, bro. It's short for Athanasius. He's like, no, you can't call me Thanos. Yeah, you can definitely hear Boards of Canada. I never knew that. Yeah, that's my big issue. Is I may have the arguments, but I don't know if I don't have the sort of encyclopedic knowledge of Jay Dyer. And Jim Bob has this incredible ability in the tag argumentation arena, which I always find myself like I have to force myself to get there. It doesn't. Maybe I'll take some Bonson U classes again and give it another shot. Saint Hermione? Okay, yeah. You're Saint Hermione. That's funny. But it's not a boy's name, that's for sure. No, Doug, you're Hermione. But yeah, I've started to notice, like, I started to notice, yeah, you can hear the Boards of Canada influence. But it's not intentional, it just comes out because I've always loved them. But I've found out that they've done there's a lot of like satanic messages in their music. So I don't listen to them anymore. Like the numbers in that one song. Hold on, let me turn this down a little. Dang it. Hold on. As far as the Jeff Durbin courses, don't worry about Jeff Durbin, but they're all the stuff, all the Bonson seminaries like are free on YouTube. And that helped me understand tag a little better than Jay's videos, just because he goes really slow through it and spends like a long time on each part. And so, and I believe Jay learned tag from Bonson. So yeah, here, I'll actually link it because it's honestly worth it. Bonson class. So either one of these, basic training for defending the faith, or here, this playlist right here. This playlist is incredible. This playlist is what helped me really understand tag. Oh, where's my chat? Oh, it's over here. This playlist really helped me understand tag. And yeah, Bonson used a little Def Durbin. That's them, like, I think they have it for free, but yeah, I don't mess with any of them Calvinists no more. I have nothing to do with these Calvinists. But despite all that, Bonson's illustration of the argument is very helpful. I'm gonna re-listen to it. A friend asked me about it. Yeah, a friend asked me about it. No problem. And I send him to that because it's really good. And he takes it slow. And it is hard. It's hard to think in presuppositional categories and metaphysical categories. It doesn't always come naturally. But once you understand them, then all of this, everything else is there's nothing anybody can say to you anymore. This beat's cool. I want to play the whole beat. One source, all things. Hold on, let me look that up. One. That's interesting. See that? Okay. You know, there's some weird stuff there. But if you look at, which song is it? Is it 6010? Aquarius, yeah, Aquarius. If you look at the numbers in Aquarius, they equal 666. You know, when they're like 1, 2, 2, 6, 5, the numbers equal 666. Now, maybe they're just being edgelords. I don't know, man. They're from like Ouroboros, Sweden, right? That's kind of sketch, being from Ouroboros. That's not true. That's not true. They're from a different place. Who am I thinking about? Whatever, it's true. You gotta check my work. Alright, so that one's fun. I sent him that. I don't know if he can rap on that. A lot of these are background music for his videos that I thought I could use. I was listening to this one, and I feel like this could be like the background to like a busy scene in some Wolf of Wall Street type movie where all sorts of seedy activities are going on in the background. I didn't have the Japanese version of that. My favorite Japanese version is Burial's combination of Street Halo and Kindred. I don't know if you guys like Burial, but I do a lot. And he had this release called that combined two EPs, Street Halo and Kindred, into a single EP, into like a single album, and it all just worked so perfectly together. But it was a Japanese only release. I get that. I don't know. I kind of like the place that I go with him. Though his music changed after Street Spirit. Then he started to talk about like being trans and stuff. Not that he was trans, but he started like having songs where people talked about how they were really, I'm actually a woman, and then he got very abstract with his later stuff. But the first albums he made, I think are incredible. I listened to his first album, but I take out the song with that guy, that rapper. I think his name is like The Bug or something. I don't listen to that song. I like have a playlist and I take that song out. Yeah, I know, it sucks. You know, Radiohead are Zionists. Everything. Boards of Canada, full of demonic imagery. Radiohead are Zionists. Burial talks about being trans. Animal Collective is half Jewish. Management is Jewish. Or MGMT. 10 Point Never is Jewish. It's almost like you can't even make it unless you're part of the club. Untrue and Self-Titled. Untrue's beautiful. Gosh, I love Burial. There was a couple of years there where Burial was the only thing I would listen to. Also, I like the mystique, though I don't do the mystique thing. I always like artists, like that's part of the lure of Boards of Canada is the fact that there was always this mystique around them, and it made you enjoy the music more. You know, it made the music seem like this very special thing. Same thing with Burial. There was all this mystique around them. Yeah, it's a big club and I'm not in it. What was I gonna say? I do the exact opposite. There's no mystique here at all. Yeah, but Aphex Twin is crazy, man. You can't deny the demonic imagery in his videos. Though I love Aphex. Window Licker is one of the most incredible songs I've ever heard, and his ambient stuff is legendary. But yeah, I'm doing the opposite. I used to try and be mysterious, but it's not my nature. I like being an open book and just saying everything. So I can't create like an artistic mystique around me. I'm just like, hey guys. These are just beats I sent to Light of Tabor. Yeah. I mean, I love all these guys. Warp Records was the only label I ever tried to get signed to. They play a huge part in like my musical upbringing. Square Pusher, Plaid, Boards of Canada, Aphex Twin, even Battles. I believe it. I think there's a pull to the music industry, and you sometimes feel like you have to be shocking. But I think he's a genius. I think Plaid are geniuses, though. I don't think Plaid get enough credit. Everything from Not for Threes to the Tech on King Creed album was incredible. Yeah, I agree. I think I agree. Well, I don't know. My 9 Inch Nails was like my big, like, a musical awakening, and that music is absolutely gorgeous. A Warm Place. Let me turn this down a little. A Warm Place is absolutely gorgeous, but you can't deny that there's a lot of nihilism in his music. Though, at the same time, you know, it's like we were talking about, you know, the Reformation and the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, the Reformation and the Enlightenment were reactions to the church going off the deep end, you know? And in the modern world, it was very easy to dismiss the church when all you have is some weird Protestant nonsense and Catholic Church with full of scandals. It wasn't until you knew about Orthodoxy that, I don't know. So, like, I can't blame these people for being nihilistic and broken, but at the same time, I don't know. You gotta be careful what you take in, I guess. What else we got? Oh, speaking of Radiohead, I kind of transmogrified a Radiohead song into this. I don't think it'll get copyright struck. It's the sounds, but it's not the chords. Yeah, exactly. I agree. That's kind of how I feel. Like, all we were presented with in the 90s and in the 2000s was just an empty... It was just an empty husk of Christianity. that was clearly self-serving. It's hard not to go down the path of nihilism. But I do agree, Trent Reznor had a beautiful soul, or has a beautiful soul in a sense. Otherwise, how could you make music like A Warm Place? Well, thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate it, guys. I don't know how much longer. I might do more if something pops in my head. Right now, I'm just hanging out talking to y'all. This is way easier than coming up with content. Yeah, you can hear it. Recognizable, but not copyrightable, I believe. And we'll find out. We most definitely will find out if I get a copyright strike for this stream. Love you too, man. God bless. Finally attracted an Orthodox audience. This is great. Man, what an interesting couple weeks this has been. Oh, this is fire. I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna do it too. I'm still here though. Hope you guys aren't all leaving. Oh, that's not the song the song I thought it was. This one I know that Mark's gonna jump on. There's no way you couldn't. That goes hard. This one's cool, but it's very odd. I think I might do less streams for a while until I get crazy again. I figure once Lent's over, I'll spend more time on Twitter and just go insane with rage. Or not. Maybe I've changed for good. We'll see. But what's cool about doing one show a week about doing one show a week is I have all this stuff that I've been working on throughout the week, and I could just be like, here's all the stuff I did. And then if I have if I get into a mode where I want to just be, you know, do like a kind of impromptu stream, I can. But there's no here's everything I did this week, you know. Get it. Let's see what else is here. I think the bells are a little harsh on this, but it's still dope. pretty cool. I like this one a lot. All right, let's see what else is going on. Maybe I'll work on Top Ramen. Oh my gosh. Oh, never mind. Yeah, maybe I'll work on Top Ramen, the album. I've been trying to release this for like 2 months now. I gotta quit, I'm being legit. Fire underneath the surface. This bourbon got me thinking I'm the shit. Let the chain gun spray, let the condoms break. Don't feel so great to be replaced. Don't feel so good. Let this go up. Apathy. Let the weight of greatness weigh you down. I'll be happy not to wear this crown. Getting hard to wrangle all these clowns. I'll just be a stranger in the crowd. Oh no, I'm less than 10%. I know what I'm to do with it. I want my welcome out of my own. Convincing yourself everybody else is from hell. Helped you with the wealth that you held. I'm not saying you're wrong, I just think the swell helped you fail. Now you need some help getting out. How you gonna get aid if they hate your face? Oh, it feels so great to be replaced. Don't it feel so good? Let this go up. Apathy. Let the noble savage steal my scalp. Let them live like pagans in the out. Let them live in what's left of my house. Take the books and rip the pages out. We don't know what they mean. We just learned it done and we need to cook meat. Charles Dickens by the sheet. George Orwell's proletarian scream. Bodie, now what's going on inside? Bodie, do you care if we live or die? Don't lie. How do you get back from the get back? How do you care about the fact you don't care? How do you recover from your soul being smothered? How you give a damn about not giving a damn? I'm gonna work on stuff while this is happening. Ah, yes, the news.
It is the Jews.
Oh, what?
They're killing you.
Let's see what else is on.
this is where we
All right, Shujin, thank you for showing up, man. I really appreciate it. I'm appreciative.
This is where we become hypocrites.
I gotta work on this sheep character for a music video that I'm doing with a friend. I can still see chat though, just so you know.
Oh Lord, watch them pledge allegiance to Satan. Something's wrong with them from then on. They start reaping. Welcome to the game they've been playing for so long. They forgot why they play it. Oh Lord, watch them pledge allegiance to Satan. Something's wrong with them from then on. They start raping minds. They start reaping souls like they're harvesters for the evil one. They can't help themselves, they do what they want. No one's stopping them, they can't stop their tongues from lying. Oh, 'cause it don't matter if you win the war, 'cause the war is not what they're fighting for. They want you full of sin, they're trying to drag you to hell. Wanted and addicted to hate, unable to forgive your enemy. They want you heart and soul. They're demons, demons. Oh, it's it don't matter if you win the war. It's 'cause the war is not what they're fighting for. Don't give a damn what you fall asleep. To even try to drag you to hell. It's something sick to the head. It's unable to forgive your enemy. They want you heart and soul. To even demons, demons. Welcome to the game they've been playing for so long. They forgot why they play it. Oh Lord, watch them pledge allegiance to Satan. Something's wrong with them from then on. They start raping minds, they start reaping souls like they're harvesters for the evil one. They can't help themselves, they do what they want. No one's stopping them, they can't stop their tongues from lying.
What the heck? What's happening?
I think they want me to be sad like them. Catch my dip and try to bring me down with them. Can't you hear them whispering destructive thoughts? They believe I'm weak enough I might get caught. What they do not know is what I hear now say.
Thank you.
I am weakened, but I will not leave his gaze. I could see you shivering beyond the swaying grass. Bloodthirsty, wishing I was in your grasp. Pick this pound of flesh up
What is
off
happening?
the street, telling me you must love his enemy. All along the way to the monastery, but the feeling that I'm not the man you see. Is this something I've been doing that makes them try to encourage me not to lay down and die? All I want in the world.
Alright, not happening. Forget it. I'll do it off streams.
I don't know what I want, but I'll be polite.
The whole thing's frozen.
As long as I'm breathing, I'm free to wait for some serendipity. Put in my bib and swallow whole everything that I am told. As long as I'm
All right. I might stop in a minute. Let me just check. There's 2 songs that I was going to put on the album that I want to
run through because they're still early versions. That they need lyrics. I gotta add lyrics. Oh, cool. Oh, never mind.
All the medias are chasing up the ground. I'm gonna be the one you go to when you're down.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Say you're acting like they said you wasn't sent to you. Spend your life fighting off what was meant for
This ain't it.
you.
I have the original drawing somewhere.
Looks like you ain't gonna know what the hell this for. Till the day you lose this sacred war. To the doom and gloom of the slamming doors. It's a letter on the table with some teardrops. And the keys, only thing that says is please stop.
This is the guy, but I don't know where the original picture of this guy went.
If I can't stop hurting, it's a letter on
But I
the
can maybe recreate it.
dashboard. All it says is this time you went too far. Who's to say? Only God, and He knows my fate. Give me time, I'm not ready to see your face.
Crap. Turn this crap off. This thing's just broken, this file. I don't know what happened there.
It's impossible.
Alright, this is the guy.
But this not stopping you. It's impossible. But I'm not giving up. I'm on my way up, dropping my bag. know by now I won't make it back. I'm on my way up, ooh, wrinkled and cracked. It's the only option I have. And it's oppressive being crushed and tried. Every breath's a gas, but I'm still climbing back. I'm on my way up, do what you will. I know you don't need me to say it. I'm on my way up, ooh, climbing that hill. And I ain't stopped until I've made it. It's impossible, but you're not giving up. It's impossible, but that's not stopping us.
All right. I don't know. Is that it? Maybe if I blur it a little. So that's the album. I just got to add some lyrics to Better. I could probably do that on stream, but I got to hard out in 30 minutes. But otherwise, I'll just hang out. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. I think that might be pretty good. Though I'd like to... Let me grab the original. There's only one place that needs lyrics and then the album's done, dude. I'm not going to master it too much just because if I spend any time trying to mix and master, I'll get obsessed and then I won't release it. So I'm just going to let things be dirty and wonky these days. It's just better. It's better that way. All right, so I just need the bottom of these legs. Just those two. All right, so this guy needs a little help.
All the medias are chasing at the ground. Spending
What's the lyrics?
all the medias are chasing at the ground.
All the meteors you're chasing hit the ground.
I'm gonna be the one you go to when you're down. Say you're acting like they said you wasn't sent to you. Spend your life fighting off what was meant for you.
Just that one part. I just need lyrics for this one part. Look, you're gonna hate this. Anybody who's still watching, hit like if you want to do that. And I'm gonna loop this for a few minutes while I'm drawing and wait for words to come to me. What the heck? We calming down? Okay, my entire computer's glitching up for no reason. Maybe it's time to end the stream. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate everybody's everybody coming by. Let me check Rumble, just see if we got anything going on over there. If you're watching on Rumble, please subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube and you have a Rumble account, please subscribe. All right. I guess, oh wow, I got a bunch of new notifications. Look at me. I'm not on Twitter. That doesn't count. I'm not actually on Twitter. That's a lot. That's fake. Okay, I've been on Twitter a tiny bit, but not enough to go insane. Only enough to remember what they're doing to us. Only enough to refresh my memory, you know. So okay, I remember. And now I'm going back to church. I'm not gonna, you know, only long enough to almost start saying a little couple mean things. I said one mean thing. Somebody said, this person was talking about Indians taking over YouTube, and some Indian type fella said, tomorrow your wife will get pregnant. You will even cry about that. It happened because of Indians, lol. Laugh emoji. And I said, I bet that goes hard in poopy stan. Because I'm funny. I'm the funniest guy. Follow my Twitter for more quips. I would work on this. I would. Well, I can turn off the music for a minute and just work. I don't like not having something playing in the background. I get uncomfortable. There's a leg in there. I know it's hard to see, but within this, there's a leg. Alright, so I'll fix that up later. This is the main character in the music video for one of the songs I just played you. Serendipity. You want to see? Now, I'll show you more later. Me and a friend are making an animated music video. I'm pretty excited, actually. But yeah, I love this guy. Maybe he won't be green. What if he's not green? Let's just see. Let's just see what not green looks like. Then I'll leave. I'm gonna leave. I'll leave. What the heck? Why didn't anything happen? Yo, this computer isn't making any sense today. That's the paint bucket tool. This is the color I want. Do it. Yo, I'm telling you, it's glitching up. Everything's glitching up. They're I'm getting the feeling that the show is over. Otherwise, something would work. Nothing's working. Oh, that's because I select... Yo. What are you, new? What are you, brand new? Okay, I guess that's cool being white. But... it needs texture. I'll put a cloud. Yeah, I'll put a picture of a cloud in there. All right, I know the show's over. I know everybody's leaving. Everyone's... I'm sorry. I can only be interesting for 1 hour. And then I start retreating. All right? After that, it's music and art. And I'm not going to apologize. Some people like the music and art. Let's use this. All right, I'm going to do the rest of this off stream. I know I'm being boring. Sorry. You guys have a good day. Everybody be nice to each other. If you're not Orthodox, become Orthodox. If you are Orthodox, go to church.
In a garden brimming with gold and green. No mosquitoes, no predators, no need. I can see you staring beyond my dreams. I can hear you singing a song of peace. As a wave of love washes over me. See the light like diamonds shine through the trees. Every breeze whispers of eternity. I am finally where I'm supposed to be.
Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. Next time that you see me, don't. Next time that they see me, they won't. They won't. They won't. They won't. They